Robert Russell, and it is Wednesday, January 17th, 6 a.m. here on the West Coast of the U.S., 9 a.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. UK time. So wherever you may be, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. And we will get this party started. Um, this is something that we're doing through tomorrow as a free an opportunity to bring people in to take a look at what we're doing. And then after that point, somebody will need to be a paid customer to attend these sessions. We will be then offering them the second and fourth Wednesday of the month for free, where people still can get in and take us for a test drive, so to speak, on the house. But we won't be doing that every day of the week. And we will be adding another strategy here pretty quick, which we're pretty excited about. We have some folks using it and it's getting very good results. So with that, this is an important thing always when trading to be mindful of. Trading is risky. Your results will vary and are not guaranteed. This information is for educational purposes only and is not financial advice or a solicitation to invest. Trading Forex indices, metals, and other instruments is at the full discretion of the user, and users are fully and solely responsible for their own trading results. You could sustain a loss of some or all of your initial investment and should therefore evaluate your own risk tolerance before trading and only trade with money you can afford to lose, if there is such a thing. Any links in my post may contain affiliate referral links and may generate a reward for the referrer. Never risk funds you cannot afford to lose. There it is. There's the punchline. And a really good idea is sooner than later, see if you can get all of the money that you put into your trading account back in the form of profit. And then you're playing on the house's money, if you will. So what we're going to do is talk a little bit about what we have with Manifest, just really quick. We've got a couple of traders that are just doing really great things. We've got a crypto guy that is remarkable, giving very good inputs on things that you can do to make money with crypto. This young man right here is absolutely crushing it. Took some winning trades last night, actually during the Asian session that came from him. They were exceptional. And as you can see here, these are pip counts per month: September, October, November, and December. 4150. Look at this. He doubled it. He didn't double it again because that's a giant number. But as you see, he's getting very, very good results and a very, very good win rate. So this is a mechanism that you can use with Manifest in addition to what we're doing in our live trading room here to be able to make additional profits. And this is, I don't know when this guy sleeps. This is this fellow right here, because he is often trading,
Robert, are you screen sharing?
Oh, sorry.
I
No,
just caught it because I'm looking at the charts myself.
yes, thank you. Hang on a minute. I was actually sharing, but I put it on pause for a moment. So thanks for bringing that to my attention. These are the results, as I said, that are monthly results. They're striking. They're amazing, really. So when you see this, this is something to take advantage of with Manifest. So you can attend our live trading session. We have very good results here. Somewhere probably 85 to 90% win rate. If I had to hazard a guess, I don't know that number, but I think that's a safe number. And we do have losses from time to time, but we do our best to keep them tight and small. These are since you didn't see this before, these are the two. This is a swing trader. This is a scalping trader, which is, we call him Mo, which is short for Mohammed. Reynaldo is a swing trader. Exceptional results when he does have trades come in. Lee Markham, by the way, is really coming into his own as being a real sought after commodity here in Manifest. He's, especially with what's going on in the crypto market. So this is something to tune in with. He's really got some great information about how to make money with crypto. And again, these are the numbers that are coming in. You can take these trades yourself if you know how to do that. If you don't, and you sign up for Manifest, they walk you step by step through how to do that. So you can make money literally pretty much around the clock. So if you can't attend these live trading sessions, or you know somebody that can't, the signals they can do pretty much anywhere. If you have a phone, you can literally do the trades anywhere. Now, what we're going to get into today is trading with Robert Russell, doing the trade calls today. It's a breakout strategy that he has developed, and it's on 3 instruments: the DAX, which is the German 40, the Euro USD, the USD JPY. And he'll get into the basics of support and resistance, which he is really good at. What's amazing about Robert Russell, we've met one another. We've been doing business now. Next month will be a year. And what's striking to me is he's traded crypto for quite a while, but with Forex, it's, a little bit longer than a year he's been trading, and here he is leading a trading call. Let that sink in. When somebody says, well, this is going to take forever to learn, apparently not. Sort of like that Bannister mile that, once Roger Bannister ran the 4-minute mile, everybody else said, oh, I guess that's a thing. You can do it. Well, Robert Russell's that guy in trading, as far as I'm concerned. It's remarkable results. And it's this stuff he's doing, as you'll see, it's basic, but it's really important stuff to learn with trend lines, with support and resistance, with pivots. He is throwing in a little bit of spice with the fair value gap now and then, but the results speak for themselves. On the technical side, we've got MT5, MT4 that we can help you with, get up to speed on. Trading View, Robert does, uses that as the charting package that he's using. And so he'll get into that and some of the different things, tools that he's using on there. He also does a session on Tuesdays that you can plug into, which is excellent. I'll get into the position size calculator. I found some things out, by the way, about gold that I'm excited to report. I'll get into that a little bit later on. It does work. It's just a matter of which broker it's with. So that was good news. Now, what we're going to cover today is the first thing is on our checklist. And this is something, by the way, I would encourage you to get a screenshot of if you don't already have it, because it's an important thing to be mindful of. And that is to check the news. And the news is something that, if you're new to Forex, can absolutely clobber you if you're not aware of it. And even if you are familiar with Forex, sometimes you forget to do it. And it's one of those things that you just don't want to forget. Here we are on Wednesday, 5:30 a.m. We had apparently something that wasn't too severe in the market because it's already happened. This, by the way, is all Pacific time. I just sent a link into chat. I would encourage you to click that link before you leave the chat today, and that will give you access to this tool. Set up your own account on here, though, because when you set up your own account, what you'll be able to do then is see all of this information in your time zone. So if you're in, Nova Scotia, if you're in Argentina, if you're in Nigeria, you can see this stuff in your time zone. And it's very, very important to be aware of it. You can see this one has gone by, which is core retail sales and retail sales. Apparently, it didn't have a high impact. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. The ones that tend to have a high impact are like this one right here coming up tomorrow. Unemployment claims in the U.S. can be a very, very impactful event. So this allows you to be aware of it. You can filter out what you see. So if you said, okay, I want to see orange folder and red folder, I just went up here to this little guy right here, which is the filter symbol. I apply filter. Now you notice I've got a bunch more stuff on here. And sometimes these orange folders can be surprisingly impactful. So when you're looking at this information, this is one of the things on your checklist, because you just want to make sure you don't forget that and then have a rogue wave come out of nowhere. I mean, sometimes rogue waves come out of nowhere anyway, like what happened with, the Middle East and Israel and Palestine. That happened on a weekend, and man, it impacted the market severely. But these are ones you know about, and then it's a matter of, at least it's coming. Like the first Friday of every month, there's one called non-farm payroll, which is NFP. It's one that historically has been a really big one. So if you're aware of it, maybe I shouldn't be in the market during that event. A lot of traders won't trade that event or around that event at all. They just steer clear of it entirely because it's too much volatility. Volatility is good to a point, but there can be too much for sure. Now, what Robert will get into, man, I've got a lot of beeping and bonging going on here. I don't know what that is. Some kind of notifications. Maybe it's the news. Top-down analysis is what Robert will show you. He goes, he'll start on looking at things, kind of getting the big picture, drill down to looking at, where trade entries may be, and along the way, draw out the zones, the market structure lines. And then if a trade presents itself, we'll go ahead and call that trade. If a trade doesn't present itself, we'll get into some other things like how to compute position sizes, and so forth. Also, when you are trading, a couple of things on your checklist that I want you to be mindful of, we want you to be mindful of, is when you're doing this, if you look at which account you're on, that's really important. Up here, I'm on a live account. Well, if you trade a live account and a demo account, this is a really easy mistake to make. Make sure you're on the right account. Okay, that's part of the checklist. The other part of the checklist is when you do your position size calculator, let's say for the sake of discussion, I'm going to go short on this particular instrument, and it's recommending a 0.01 right now based on my little itty bitty account here. So I want to make sure that look at what would happen if I traded right now. That says a 0.15. Yikes. That's 15 times bigger than it should be based on the risk if I was going to take this trade. So when the position size calculator, if you're using it, you get a position size that it's recommending, make sure that your trading platform matches that. We'll get into that more later, but these are things on the checklist that you just, and it's especially important. It's early in the morning where I am, and I often have not had enough caffeine, so I need reminding about what things I need to be doing. And that's something, just like an airline pilot has a checklist, so do we in trading. It's vital. Also, if you've not seen or heard about this book, this is a really good read for anyone in trading. It's all about mindset in the trading game. It's on Amazon. You can get the book, the paperback, you can get the Kindle, you can get the Audible, and then listen to it while you're working out or driving or doing whatever you're doing, and then come back and look at the diagrams in the book. The paperback, I think, is a must. And then if you want to get other stuff, like the Audible is cool. So if you're walking or working out, that's really nice. So with that, I think we are ready to rock and roll with Mr. Russell. RR. Robert Russell in the house.
Thank you, Robert. Folks, before I go any further, this here is education purposes only. It's not financial advice. We will only give a trade signal, folks. It's totally down to you, and you only, if you take the trade. If you don't, that's totally up to you. Folks will look at, what's happening. Robert went through the news. I won't look at it. I use a currency strategy. It's like an indicator, folks. It kind of shows you what currencies is strong, which isn't. This gives me a good information of, what currency pairs is good to kind of know if they're strong. Okay, what's weak? That's the pairs we'll watch out. So that's the first one that I'll look at. And folks, as you can see here, this trade entry, it's we just missed it by about 3 to 4 minutes, but we will get another entry, folks. This is a silver bullet. This is something Robert's looking into. I can discuss this in a couple of minutes. I'm going to show you the most important little thing here is a currency strength meter. Very important. I've been using this now for the last 3 or 4 days. Today, as we can see, the dollar is strong. And also GDP is strong. And also we can see the euro is strong. So there's 4 pairs today are strong. Maybe if you have the euro against the dollar, it mightn't be the best pair to trade because you can see both of them as strong. So maybe the euro against maybe one of these weaker pairs, that will be a better trade. Okay. But to me, folks, I'm expecting the dollar to weaken. Okay. I'm expecting the dollar to weaken and the euro to get stronger. Okay, so that's what I'm looking at. I will put this little thing into the chat. Whenever I finish my part, I'll put it in. And that's a great little tool to have here. I'm going to go back to the euro versus the dollar. And the first thing I'm going to do, folks, is I'm going to go to the dollar. Okay, so as we can see, it just says there now, the dollar, it's showing strong, but I'm expecting the dollar to weaken. I think yesterday the dollar weakened a little bit as well. We're not liking this area up here for some reason. We're getting a lot of red candles. If we go to the 5 minute, you can see over here, it got rejected yesterday. This was yesterday, I think, or early this morning. It got up, it got rejected, back up, rejected, back up. I like where it got rejected this level, so I'm expecting now the dollar to weaken and push back down again. Okay, so we're looking at the euro versus the dollar. So it means if the dollar is weakening, the euro is going to go up. And the USD JPY, if the dollar is in the front, this means we're going to go down. Okay, so we'll look at this. The dollar starting to weaken, which is good. So straight away, folks, I'm going to look at this here. This is a trade. I was very busy this morning, and I just literally got to look at the charts at about 30 minutes ago. And this was one of the fair value gaps. Okay, Robert is doing his homework and this in the background. Folks, this is a trade, you know, if you can master, it only appears 3 times in the day. So the first one is 8. There's different times, folks. People has different times for it. For me, I would go in the morning in the London zone, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. That's UK time. So that would be 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern. Okay. So now we're in the London zone. This just happened at, as you can see, in around, it was close.
That would be 3 to 4 a.m. Eastern.
3 to 4 a.m. Sorry, I said p.m.
No worries.
And now we have the next we're in the next kill zone, really. Folks, people say 2 to 3 p.m. People say 2:30 to 3:30 p.m. For me, I'm thinking as long as it's in around 2 to 4, this is the way I go in my head. As long as it's in those time zones. What I mark up is what we'll show you. Let's go to the 15 minutes, which is so important. If I can move these out of the way, I've got a lot of stuff in my chart. Why is this not moving? Bear with me, folks. There we go. That's out of the way, and this is out of the way. So if you're going to do the silver bullet, folks, I'm not going to talk much on it. What you got to do is you got to find the London high. So from 8 o'clock, let's just say over here, 10 o'clock this morning, we found the London high. And then you find the London low. Okay, so here was the London low, and you mark them. What you're looking for then is the liquidity sweep. So it means it's going to move down and it's going to go over to the left. Look, it's going to tick out. It's ticking out the lows. So it came down, done a liquidity sweep, and now it's moving back up. You can't see it on the 15 minutes. Where you can only see it is either on the 5, but most importantly, you will see it on the minute time frame. So we go down to the 5 minute. As you can see, this was the entry here. Let's go down to the minute, and I'll show you better what's happening. I'm going to move these out. I'm going to close this up to make the screen nice and big so everybody can see. And folks, most importantly, we got to put on our fair value gap. Okay, this is so key. We got to put it on. So we came down here, we grabbed our liquidity, we came up, and we came back down, we came back up, and now we're close to 2 p.m., folks, okay? What happened? We went up, we came back down. This was one of the fair value gaps here, this little one here, but there was one further up just around this area here. So just after 2 o'clock, it came down and it came under it. So this would have been the perfect entry here at this candle here. And then what do you do with your stop loss? You go to the low. So we don't put it any lower than this here. As you can see, there's not a big stop loss there. And your tick profits is just before this high here. Okay, so this is where we'll be getting out. But what you could do, folks, is let's say if the trade was going up and it was going great, it was in this area here and it was still, you know, still moving up. What we would do then with our stop loss, if you wanted to stay in the trade, you would move your stop loss up to here. So that means you've got a profitable trade. Some people now could turn around and go, I'm going to leave my stop loss here now. So no matter what happens, if we come down, we're in a profitable trade. So that means you can walk away from the trade. If your take profit was up here, it doesn't matter if it came back down. We've got a profitable trade. It might be big, but we have a profitable trade. So we're going to put the stop loss down where it was. Just right below that low there. Okay, so folks, we're not going to look at that because this trade is already run. I'm going to go on to the DAX, which is the German 30. And most importantly, we are on up here, folks. You can see the DAX index. I'm on 8 cap. Okay, so that's the price feed where I'm coming from is 8 cap. And let me see, we're on the minute, folks. Let's go up to the 30 minutes. Let's see what's going on here in the bigger time frame. And as you can see, folks, we have been dropping constantly, okay, with big drops. So this was Monday. Since Monday, it's been going down, down. We had a little bit of a pullback here. We dropped a little bit of a pullback here. Folks, this DAX could be looking at a sale. So I'm going to go down to the minute and the 5 minute. Okay, it's respecting my trend line. As you can see, that's what I want to see. We're going down to the minute. Again, it's respecting the trend line. I'm just going to mark up things here, folks. Bear with me.
While Robert is doing that, I want to draw your attention to something on the screen, the watermark in the background. Whenever you're wondering what instrument he's on or what time frame he's on, you'll notice in the background in gray, it's light gray, behind the price action, behind the candles, you'll see JER 30, that's German 30. He's on the 5-minute time frame and he's on the DAX index. So that's a real quick way of getting a reference point as to, if you're, especially if you're new and you're, what time is he on? What instrument is he on? You can really quickly get that from looking at that watermark in the background. Make this a little bit bigger. Go to the 15 because this just isn't sitting properly the way I want it today. Rid of that text. Go down to the 5. I'm going to make this text bigger. I'll get rid of this. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to get everything set up here so everybody can see what I'm doing. I know New York has just opened, folks. I just want to see what the New York is going to do. Bear with me, folks. I'm just checking these things out.
I do the entries, but just bear with me. I could change it, okay? I just got to see what's happening here. This trend line has got to be moved. Go back up to here. So folks, I just want to see what's going to happen here. It's not breaking this area here. Just want to see what's going to do. Better to sit, wait, be patient, because there's no point jumping into the entries. Folks, folks, I'm going to place my sell on the DAX at 16383. Stop loss is 16406, folks. Okay, we'll do the tick profit later, but the entry is 16383. Stop loss 16406. Okay, so that is the entry. Okay, folks, so again, the enter is a sell. Entry 16383 and stop loss is 16406. Okay, so that is a sale on the DAX.
So are you taking that trade?
Trade is exactly on now, Robert. I have the trade on. Yeah,
Okay.
that trade has been placed. And the entry is 16383, stop loss 16406. I'm not giving it much room to breathe, folks. This is just a tick profit line, but we'll watch the trade and we'll see what it does. Folks, I'm going to go down to the minute. Okay, so I want to see what's happening on the minute. Give us more of what's happening. Okay, so we're looking for now is a nice push down. As long as it doesn't get by my line, folks, okay, this is my stop loss, but if it breaks this levels here, then I will rethink if I'm going to stay in the trade. Okay, folks, we need now is a nice push down. This could be a scalp trade today. You know, if we get down to this level here, we might bank our profits up.
Come on, Bears. Come on, Bears.
Okay, folks, this is a fair value gap. We've got to push through this fair value gap. I want to push right through it. I'm always wary of my fair value gaps over to the left. What I like to see is pushing through my fair value gaps and moving down. So we need the bears to get a good push. Okay, let's go push down here. Okay, let's go. Let's go, bears. Keep pushing.
Come on,
Okay,
Bears.
folks, we
Come
got the
on,
push.
Bears. Yeah.
Folks, I just want to go to the 5 minute. Okay, we got a big, as you can see, folks, nice dragonfly. Pushed it down, and we got the push here. So we just need the bears to continue to push. Because this area here, folks, we might get past it, we might. So we can get good push down into this area, which would be great. Again, folks, if we're finding resistance at this level, we've got to be careful. Okay, folks, we're finding the resistance here. We might. I'm just waiting to see what this trade does. Okay, folks, I'm going to close the trade here. Okay, I'm going to close it. It's not massive profits, but I close the trade, folks. It's down to yourself whether you stay on the trade or you close it, but I closed the trade right here at this here. Okay, so we got a wee drop, got some profits banked up. Because I'm very wary. I know there is support at this level, so I closed out here.
Nicely done.
Thank you. We'll watch it, folks, for a few minutes. We'll see what happens here, but it was a nice little move down. Not a massive move, but we banked some profits. And we like to keep our 1 ratio high, folks. So this is, we might get massive drops, but we're always banking profits. I'm just going to go to the higher time frame, folks. Bear with me. I just want to move this out of the way just till I see what's happening. The bigger time frames will tell you a different story. As you can see, folks, this line here is where we're getting rejected at. So that entry might have been a good exit. Okay, so I'm hoping everybody got out here. Again, folks, we could be coming up, getting our fair value gap before we move down. But this is how these markets work. We don't get a continuous drop. We get a down move, come back up into where there's a fair value, and then possibility push down. But again, the markets will do their thing. All that we can do is, work out our strategies, our trend lines, supports, resistance, where the liquidity is. Okay, this is a nice candle down again. This is a nice push. Let's see what happens.
Look how it respected the edge of that fair value gap.
Yeah.
Amazing.
If we put on our lines, so As we can see, there is one of the lines that it's going to respect. If we break this line, folks, look where I had the tick profits right below it. So I'm going to remove that pivots. Okay, folks, well, maybe people might have stayed in. Hopefully it'll drop for you guys, that this drop will continue. Again, this is the level here we got to break. Let's draw a little line here and we'll see what's going on. As you can see, there, that's the line that's getting rejected at. And again, I didn't like it, straight back up. It's respecting this fair value gap here as we chased it one into it, came back down, in, back down, it came in.
If you're trading a prop account, what Robert just did made you some money. In other words, because it may be a little, like on my little $500 account, it was around two-ish bucks. So, it was whatever that is, 2 divided by 500. Under 0.5%. But if you're scaling that, if you're trading that into a prop account, that could be considerably more money. Where you have a little bite-sized trade, which seemingly in and of itself isn't that big, but if you scale it, it can be significant. And the key thing is it's probable. It's really probable because he's got it down where he figures out, those little bite-sized trades, those add up, especially if you're scaling them into bigger money, and leveraging bigger money. When we're done on the trading part, I've got some discussion I want to get into about prop accounts because there's some very recent annoying news, FTMO and some other things, especially for Americans. If you're a U.S. citizen, there's some interesting dynamics going on with FTMO specifically.
Folks, this was the other trade that I was looking at a few minutes ago. As you can see, it did get up to that level. And again, you got to be careful if you're on these trades, where are you happy with profits? My profits a little higher, but if you did enter here, you got up to there, so it would have been a good profit. Let's go to the German 30. Folks, what you would need here really is for the rest, we've got a minute in this candle. What you would need is for a lot of red to fall out that candle. So then you would have more downward momentum for the next candle. This candle finishes green. Let's say it's up here. To me, there's got good support and the bulls are pushing back. So if we're to continue a downward move, the candle must finish red. So with 30 seconds left of this candle, let's see what happens. And there we go. It all can change in less than a minute.
You sent them the memo, didn't you?
Yeah, I just gave them a little text. Okay, so that's a lovely push on that candle. Again, folks, I have that blue line, and when you break it, you're looking for a real good push, just a good forceful candle pushing down. But it's just not liking this area here. We'll give it a few more minutes, folks, and we'll see what it does. And then we can switch back over to Robert.
Take your
Great to
time.
see someone.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Great to see so many people on the call, folks. We appreciate you taking your time out and jumping on the call with us. Folks, the most important thing is when we're putting on our trade, what you don't want is breaking a previous high. Okay, so this here to me would be a previous high. Let's say we got reversed, it came up and it came out of let's say this is my entry. Let's say this was the previous high. The minute it would break this high here, I'm out. Even though my stop loss is up there, I'm out the minute it breaks this level here. The stop loss might be there, but I normally come out earlier. And here we go. Can we get that push? Okay, so we need another little bit of a push down here. Do we see? Okay, there we go. So if anybody stayed on the trade, well done, guys. A little bit of more profit you can bank up. So it literally touched my line, as you can see. Let's go to the 5 minute. And folks, let's just say, folks, I was on a trade and this is what I would do, guys. This is what I would be doing now. That was me in a trade and I wanted to leave it. My stop loss comes below my entry. So even if it comes back up, I'm going to take profits. Or you could take maybe half of out, a partial, which Robert will show you. And you've banked up half of it. Even if it comes back, we're still going to get in profit. And you've got the half of it banked up already. Okay. Robert will go into this, and which is the most important part of this call.
I don't know.
Again, folks.
I think the trade calls rank right up there. What he just did is move his stop in that example to a break even, and notice the spread between his entry and where the stop is located. You got to accommodate for the spread on the instrument. So if you want it truly at a break even, you got to account for that spread. And if you move it where he has it, that clearly appears. I'll show you how to do that so you can get that with certainty over on MT4 and MT5. We'll play around with that a bit. But it's a very important maneuver because you can walk away and know you got a risk-free trade right now, right? And just let it roll. John, you asked a question about partials. We'll get into that in a minute. Before you leave your trading platform here, can you show people how to put the watermark on, please?
Okay, no problem at all, Robert. Okay, folks, so up here we have the little chart settings, okay? If you click on this little icon. And over here we'll have our chart settings. If you click on Canva, okay? Folks, let's just say I'm going to get rid of the watermark. I'm just going to click on it and press OK. And it disappears. So for me to get mine back on, I've got to go to the chart settings, click on the watermark, and press OK. And there we go.
And you can make that lighter or darker. His is not too obtrusive. I kind of like the way you have set. It's subtle. But once you know what to look for, you can instantly tell, oh, that's the 5 minute on the DAX. Got it. It's just
also, folks,
nice reference point.
Yeah, we have the white. We can have the dark background as well. So if you go up here to the little icon, it's telling me I'm logged in as my account. If you click here, you can go to dark mode. And there we go. Okay, so maybe that would be better for people in dark mode. You can see it a lot clearer. For me, I just use the white. Dark, it probably will be better for your eyes, if I'm honest. But I use the white, and this is where I stay.
Some of the indicators don't behave properly on dark mode, sad. I like the dark mode personally, but some of the stuff you don't get the contrast with the indicators. So you've got to figure out what is a priority for you when using the charts, because some of the things don't work on dark mode.
So folks, this is what I'm doing here. Let's say this is your stop loss. Why did I move it there? Just above that previous high here, okay? Just above the previous high. Because you don't want the stop loss up here because you're letting your profits all go. Put it above the previous high here. So that's giving us lots of room to move. Because if it's going to come up here, break this high, there's a good chance it's coming up here next. And then it's above your entry. So you've taken your profits out. It's all about, folks, here, risk management, banking up your profits, and come back the next day. If you get 1% today, I'm happy. 1% today, folks, every day, it's a lot in a year, 2 years. So we're still continuing to push down. Folks, I'll finish it up at that for today. We got a nice profitable trade. Not a big percentage, folks, but it's profitable. Okay, another one.
Nicely done, Robert.
Thank you.
A consistent, winning, producing trader you are. That's a consistent is the word you want to have in the same sentence with trader. And we got one. My Irish colleague gets her done. What time is our powwow today for our folks in Manifest that are, let's see, that's at 11:30 my time. That's 2:30 Eastern, 7:30 UK time. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. We have, guys, something you just don't want to miss. It's a how to navigate Manifest. There's a lot of stuff in Manifest, and I had fun with this with Barry yesterday. He says, "Man, I'm having trouble getting around." No. I said, "Well, the ones that are easy to get around on, the Ponzi's, they're easy. You get in and they run off with your money. It's simple. This is real. So you got some different stuff that you got to plug into. You got to get in there and figure out where things are, and we're going to help you do that. Is it perfect? No, but will we hopefully shed some light on some things like if you're new to trading, there's things you're going to want to be plugged into that a person that is more experienced at trading probably won't. So we'll try to draw those distinctions for you and say, okay, are you new? Are you into trading? Are you into crypto? Oh, you're into crypto. Great. Well, let's show you where you can get information on that. There's a lot of little rabbit holes that we're going to try to shed light on, and we'll do this again and again until, we get that one that really knocks it out of the park on a video. We'll record the video. So if you can't show, don't stress out. But if you can, and you can get your team on, it's a really ideal opportunity to get everybody plugged in. Because here's a certainty. If you have people on your team and they're not plugged in, they're going to leave. So if you want your team to have good retention, make sure that they're well connected and they understand how to get around and how to find what they're looking for. And we'll try to help shed light on that for obvious. It's good for business. So with that, let me get into some of the stuff. Wow, is the US dollar taking off on the yen? Holy smokes.
Yep, I just seen that. Yep.
That's going absolutely ballistic. Okay. Let me get where I need to be here. And guys, if you have any questions along the way here, don't hesitate. We have the luxury of having a small enough crowd that we can interact and, yes, John. He asked the question. This is on the Zoom link, the manifest navigation. Yes, exactly. Same link. So let's see what other questions do we have before I get into this. Okay, I think we're good. If you've got a question, just raise your hand or just unmute. It's a small enough crowd that I don't think we'll have too much disruption. So if we do, we can kind of have people just raise their hand to get invited to ask their question. Let me see here. So something I want to show you now is a position size calculator. And it's something that I wish I would have had when I was brand new. And these are the things that it contemplates. Which instrument are you trading? The position size varies instrument to instrument. Which broker are you trading on? Huge difference in brokers. You know, like on the US 30, to get $1 per index point, if you're on, let's say Robo4X or FTMO, their contract size on US 30 is 1. So you have one lot equals $1. On 8 cap, it's 0.1 to get $1. On Eagle, Envy, FX Sway, and some others, it's 0.01. Well, if you didn't know that, yikes, right? I didn't know that when I started out. And so nobody explained that there's a difference in brokers. And I like using multiple brokers because I like diversification of brokers. So this calculator figures out which instrument you're on. It figures out the contract size automatically on whatever broker you're using. It also contemplates your account size. Obviously, that matters. How much money do you have in your account? And then, most importantly, where, after all this stuff is done, where are you placing your stop? And then it will give you the position size based on, you know, if you move your stop and you create more distance between your entry and your stop, your lot size, your position size should go down. If it's a real tight stop, your position size should go up. In either case, it's going to be a fixed amount is the loss. So let's say, for instance, you want to have a 1% risk on every trade. That's the default, by the way, on the calculator. And I'm not suggesting that's a good one for you. You need to make that decision yourself. But, you know, 1/4 of a point, 1/2 a point, 1 point, 3 points. You know, I know some people that trade with 5% risk. I don't. It's way too much in my opinion. But, you know, people are different, and you can choose whatever you want. And once you have chosen that, you'll see that it's very simple to get that thing to behave. So let's see here. And I managed, by the way, on here to get a demo account set up. And this is something, by the way, that I knew, but I was lazy and I hadn't done it before. Well, I fooled around with it because I was tired of not being able to see the indices when we did these little examples. Now, you'll notice down at the bottom here, I have an MT5 that's the generic one down here on my toolbar. Right next to it, I've got an MT5 that's from a broker that I'm fond of called Ox. And if I use the demo account over here in this MT5, if I use the MetaQuotes demo, I won't be able to get indices like US 30, like DAX, like so forth to play around with my demo account. You know, when I do that, if I go over here and I go to demo on MetaQuotes demo, this is what you get. So if you're wondering why you get this, that's why. In other words, here I am on USD JPY, it's working. I go to DAX and you get this. Can't play. So that was annoying. So I said, okay, I know I can fix that. So what I did is I got the logo version of the MT5 that I'm on. You know, I got their MT5 with Ox. And what I did is I created a demo account in Ox using MT5. And notice now I've got DE30 here. Voila. We've got the indices are working again. Yay. Over here on wherever it is, here's US 30, working, all good. So we can play around a lot more readily by being able to do that. Now, what I need to do here is now, this is the calculator right here. I'm going to send you the link. Be sure to click this link before you leave the meeting today. If you have to leave early, click the link before you go, and then it'll be in your browser. Let me get this for you. This is the simple position size calculator. It's free. You can download one for MT4 or MT5. Both are free. So whichever version you're using, that's where you get it. This is what it looks like when it's set up. Here's what it does. And then I'll show you the settings here in just a second. Let's say, for the sake of discussion, and I'm just pulling this out of the air here, and it's not about, is this a good trade or not? I just want to show you the mechanics. So here we go. I'm going to explore entering a short on the pound here. Okay, short, and bada bing, bada boom, this pops up. What is all this stuff? Well, let me move this down a little bit so we get a little more clarity. Right here in gray is the entry point. Okay, and notice it's moved up a little bit here, so I'd have to move that up to match it wherever the entry is. And the distance between the entry and up here where it automatically picks the most recent swing high, and it says, okay, you're on a 10,000 brand new fresh $10,000 account. That means the risk, if I have the setting at 1%, which is the default, the risk would be $100. That's 1%. So knowing that and knowing where my entry is, let me adjust the entry up a little bit more, up where it is. Notice my position size is 1.01. How cool is that? Just like that, you get a position size based on where your stop is. This is the number I want you to focus on in gray right here. Now look at what happens if I move my stop up. Let's say up here. For whatever reason, I think I need to have more breathing room. And there may be a variety of reasons for that. It's going to maintain my risk, but look what it did to the lot size. The position size got smaller, as it should. If by contrast or by comparison, I move it down here, just to make this point painfully clear, down here, if I've got a slam dunk and I know this thing's really going to go my way, I think, and I'm not suggesting it is with this price action, but just to make the point, if it's a tight stop, look at what it did to my position size. It went way up, right? In other words, you've got the opportunity to make more money with that, but you also, you could stop out, but you are only going to get whatever your risk is that you've set. In this case, 1% would be $100. It's $100 if it's up here, but look at what happened to the position size. It went way down, as it should, right? The easiest thing in the world in trading is to over risk your account. And yes, it's nice to make profits, but it's nicer to keep them. I was making a lot of profits early in my trading career, but I was giving a lot of them back. And one of the things that Robert Russell is particularly good at, he doesn't like to give them back. He just doesn't like them that he likes keeping them. And I like that about his trading style. He makes sure to minimize the losses and mitigate the risk. Keep your equity protected. Okay. Really, really critical. Any questions on this so far? And guys, if you've got a question, don't hesitate. Don't be shy. Somebody else has got the same question. There are no stupid questions, so ask away.
Robert, we might have a fair value silver bullet happening in the euro versus USD.
Oh, let's go to your chart.
It's just taking place after 3 o'clock here. We're just watching the markets.
Let's go to your charts. Go ahead and share if you would.
Okay, so folks, what I'm seeing here is, okay, we broke the London low, we came down, we took liquidity, we came up, we've created the fair values, we've broke market structure here, we broke our little previous high. What we want now is for this to work, we got to come back down, either hitting this one, fair value gap, this one. These are pretty low. Okay, so we might get to this level here. So let's just click in. So for this to work, this is how this has got to work. I can get my little box. Folks, this is going to be quick, okay? So that could be the entry. So that entry, folks, I'm not going to get time to write it. That entry is, I can't see now because of this is in the way. The entry is 108,582, possible entry. And the stop loss will be at 108,475. Okay.
Repeat
Folks,
this.
as you can see, it's tapping into it here. I'm just going to put on the lines. This is going to be quick because we don't want to miss it. Apologize for this, guys, but this is how this is going to have to work, this one. I have the wrong one here of the stop loss here. I need to get rid of that. I'll put in the entry, bear with me. So folks, the entry could have already got hit. It just tapped into it. As you can see, it just tapped it. And this could continue now to move up, is what's happening. Okay, so that was the entry, which is 108,576. 108,576 was the entry. And now it's a matter of letting it run. Your first we'll be looking here. This is the first area of resistance. So folks, with the fair value gap, it's very, very quick. I don't like rushing people, but that entry there is very, very quick. As you can see how quick it happened, and now it's continued to move. So the entry already, we hit the entry. It came under the fair value gap, and now it's continuing to move. Folks, if you missed it, don't enter the trade, okay? Just don't jump in now, because there was the entry. As you can see what's happening. So with the silver bullet, it's just so quick. It doesn't give you much time for entry. And now it's actually working. Folks, I even missed it because it was that quick. It was that quick on me. I just want to show you what myself and Robert are learning in the background. But this is the silver bullet entry. And look at it go.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. So folks, if we break
ballistic
here,
bullet.
if we break here, folks, we're looking at up here then.
Mm-hmm.
So this is where you'll be looking to take profits. I'm going to give you just the way I'm thinking. There. That's where you'll be going to take profits. These trades can last a couple of minutes. They can go very quick. Again, folks, as you can see, we're getting a little bit of resistance at this level. Again, that was a nice, a nice entry, nice push up to that level. Folks, I will get better. We will get quicker. It's just when I'm looking at multiple charts in the background, looking for entries, this can happen very, very quickly. It doesn't give you much time. Once you see it, it's just you're better to enter and then go in and modify your order, okay, put your stop loss and your take profits, okay. So that's giving you a quick entry. Just go in, press your buy, then go back in and modify the order, okay. Tomorrow, next week, we can show how to do that.
That's precisely what I did. It was a great call. Glad you did it. And I figured stuff out after I had pulled the trigger and made a quick. I haven't added it up on the prop accounts, but on one prop account it was $151. Bang, just
Lovely.
like that. Mm-hmm.
I am expecting the guys to get up here because we did break this level. So we should get up close to the profits up here. We should get close.
Yeah, I just took a breath. It looks like right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, nicely done.
Okay, folks, I don't know if anybody got in, but Robert, again, Mr. Burns, you're quick on the ball, folks. Next week, maybe tomorrow we could go into the phone and show you how to do, when I do a call, how you get in very, very quick. You're in the position and then we can modify the order. We can do the stop loss. We can do the take profit. Because once you enter the trade, you do have a little bit of time to modify it. Okay, you do. It's not going to go against you so quick.
Yep.
But that there was a silver bullet. It happened twice today on the euro. It happened this morning, my time early, and now it has happened again. Let's see, folks, can we push up and go further up here? Again, folks, as you can see, we came up here, but we came down and we just touched. When we see the fair value gaps, it doesn't mean it's going to go into them. As long as let's just zoom this in here. So I can show you what happens. It just doesn't give you much time. I just want to get rid of those. Let's go over here now. Let's zoom in. As you can see, folks, it just touched that fair value gap and no more before it did its move. It doesn't mean it's going to come into the middle. Times it might, but the minute it touches the fair value gap, you know, it could come in here. If it comes down past that one, it might enter this one. I didn't think it was going to get down here. So it was either going to do this one or this fair value gap. And people says, can we do a little bit of, you know, stuff on the fair value gaps? No problem. Again, we touched it, moved up. We touched it, we moved up. Now we should see the push up. Let's see what's going to happen here now on the 5 minute. There we go. Folks, if we do break this level here, we've broke kind of market structure, you know, because this is a high, and this is why we are getting resistance here. But if we could, let's just say we broke this level, and we got up to my tick profits. Again, what do we do with our stop loss, folks? We bring it up, and we take it up above, just and below there. Okay, so profitable trade again. And again, if this moves up, you could stay on the trade. And let's say if it breaks or take profits, it pushes through again. Keep moving the entry up to maybe the low, if not the second low, you know, either the previous low or the low before it. Okay, just give it a little bit of breathing room. Not too much, because you don't want to lose your profits. Okay, so we've got a doji, but this candle here tells me we should have a push up. We should. With these trades, folks, we got to be patient, okay? Folks, again, as I says, a few people might have caught that trade. We got in, we got a nice little, you know, nice little cut profits. Again, it moved up. And folks, I'll head back over to Mr. Robert Burns. I don't like interrupting, but when I see a trade entry like that, it's kind of, you know, you want to let people to get in.
You interrupt anytime you spot that. Don't hesitate.
Okay. Yesterday, folks, we had a small loser yesterday, guys. It was incredible how it worked out. It was funny. We cut the loss short, it wasn't much of a loss. And then, folks, again today we come back with 2 winners. So that's what we want, folks. We want week in and week out to finish on a profitable note.
I actually got a little profit on that one yesterday.
Okay.
Yep. I didn't exit, or I exited, I think, a little bit earlier than some, again, because I'm trading, you know, on this little account that goes into prop. But you know, I mean, that last trade, I was just looking while we were here, and I haven't looked at all of the numbers, but that, you know, that silly little profit I made on my $500 account of $1.86, that was 151.58 on FTMO. That was on a different prop account, 282.43. You know, so these little deals, you know, when you are magnifying and scaling, it may seem small. Another one, 174. Another one, let's see here. 95 on that one. And this one should be full bore, I think. Let's see. Yeah, 220 on that one. That's from $1.86.
Yeah.
You know, so $1.86 in and of itself obviously doesn't mean much. I just like trading a $500 account. It's just a crazy psychological thing. I don't look at the destination accounts. I look at the little account. And I understand that $500 account. I like that $500 account because it's okay. Is that a cheeseburger? Well, not quite, at $1.86, but did it turn into a whole hell of a lot more than that as it got sent out to a bunch of other accounts? Yes. And in time, we'll show you how to do that. Also, if you're inclined and want to explore that, we can get into that. It's a powerful idea. All right, back to
Okay,
our
back to you.
calculator. Okay, let me get to the right place here. I think this is the right place. Let's see. There was a question from, is he still here? Yes, he is. Dennis, you had a question about the calculator looking funny, I think. We will get right into that. Give me just a second here. Okay. On the one I want to be on. Okay, we're gonna let me see if I have this already saved as a template. If I do, we're in good shape. If I don't, I'll show you how to do that. I think I do. Come on. Yes. Okay. So if we wanted to enter a short right now, let's just review. I have my calculator set up. All the settings are right. It looks nice. One of the questions that Dennis had, I'll show you this before we get into this. In fact, I'll just do it so you see what he was asking about, I suspect. And Dennis, come on mic anywhere where I'm not answering your question. But I think probably what you were encountering is something like this. You probably have panel size set to automatic. Yeah, let me get there. So if you put it on if you leave it on automatic, which is the default, it looks like hell as far as I'm concerned. I mean, it just doesn't work. It's too big. When you enter the, like, let's say I wanted to do a short or whichever position, it doesn't matter, whichever direction rather. I click on short, it obscures the price action. Yuck. Can't have that. So how do you fix that? You just right mouse click on the chart, go to indicator list. And I'm on MT5 here. It works identically on MT4, by the way. You just have to, if you're using MT4, get that version. I go to properties, come down here, go to automatic, and go to small. Notice down here also there's some horizontal panel indent. That's this guy over here. Okay. This is vertical. This is from the top down. I like it positioned right underneath my one-click trading right there. So I got that size, so it does that when I see it goes back to a size that's more friendly. And when I enter my short again, let's say, notice that I haven't obscured my price action. I have the line right where my entry is, but the price action is still highly visible, easy to see. Dennis, did that answer your question? Dennis Garon, White Courtesy Telephone. Did that answer your question? Well, he may have stepped away. Hopefully it did.
Hey, I'm sorry that technological issues on my end.
No worries.
Yeah, that was a great overview.
Okay.
My questions are big and large and many, but that I'm getting more clear. You guys are doing a great job, so I'll just keep coming back till it absorbs.
Okay. Did this answer your question about, was your question about the calculator and it being too big?
Actually, I think that was somebody else that I set.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, if you do have that situation, you can play around with this and get this little guy positioned to your liking. I like it right immediately underneath the one-click trading here. Once you do that, what you're able to do is you right mouse click and go to templates, go save template. And when you do that, then you can name it whatever you want. So I've got this is a little bit sluggish today on this one. I've got my template set up where I have my favorite color, which is that red blue chart, which is just, I call simple chart. And then this one, so I clicked on that and then I named it simple chart with position size calculator. So if I want the position size calculator, I can go to that one and then whatever instrument I'm on. So for instance, if I wanted to add it to DE30 now, which I do, the DAX, and this was the AHA, I can get all of this stuff to work if I'm on the logo version of MT5 for the broker, in this case, Ox. I'm on their MT5 and I'm using their demo account. And look at this. We've got the position size calculator. We got the whole shoot and match on DAX. Yay. Okay. I was happy about this find because I was so annoyed that I couldn't get the indices to behave on a demo account. I want to be able to show people the demo account. And notice up here, demo, but it's an Ox demo on the Ox branded MT5. That's the trick. So if you're on a different broker, get their MT4 or MT5, get the demo account with them, and you should be able to have all of your instruments available to you on their account. So it'll make it easier for you to play. Do we have any other questions on this? I don't want to keep pounding away here if you guys have seen this and it's not new to you. If it's new, that you're the person I want to talk to because I want you to walk away from here going, okay, I understand how to get that set up. So if you're new, don't hesitate to ask questions. Question mark too big to fit on page. That was you, Dennis. What was it you were referring to with that question? Question mark too big to fit on page.
I'm sorry, that was my attempt at humor. That, yeah, again, the questions are many, but like I've told you before, I'm still here in kindergarten, and you guys are teaching high school, so I'm trying to absorb as much as I can, but I might have to learn to read before I can follow your essay.
Okay. Here's what I would suggest also. You're exactly who we have this class that we're doing in 4 hours and 6 minutes from now. Is the beginner who is brand new. We're going to show you where to get plugged in to manifest, literally, to use the American football metaphor, what, the greatest coach of all time by many people's measure, Lombardi, said, this is a football, and we're going to get into this as a football. In other words, the simple start here, get your, in other words, they assume somebody's never touched any of this stuff, and we'll show you where that is and manifest. And it's vital that people understand that if they want their customers.
Yeah, that's what I need, but it's a little too soon to be quoting a Green Bay Packers coach to a Dallas Cowboys fan.
Oh, right. Sorry. A little sensitive, are we? Don't worry, my Seahawks lost too. So anyway, that's something that we're going to do today. I would encourage you to get your people on if they're available. We will record it, but it's always better if somebody's there live because they can get their questions answered. So to take most advantage of it, come with a list of things you don't know how to do. Okay. And then we're going to show you where to get plugged in, hopefully to be able to find that information. Okay. It's like stump the presenter. Stump the presenter. That's the objective. And if we get stumped, then we'll have to do another one. I hope we don't get stumped, but we might. We'll do our best.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And yeah, I'll definitely be on that call.
Cool. Hello, Jimmy.
I guess while I'm at it, one other question. Do you know, is there like an AI app or something of that nature that where we could plug in these Zoom calls and sort of have it create a PowerPoint or a PDF version or something like that? I think part of the problem is my learning style and this media of teaching, that because I'm holding the phone up to my ear so I can hear it, and then watching the what you're doing and all, and trying to grasp it all. It's maybe a little bit being hearing impaired and visually legally blind don't work well with video learning, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. So I'm trying to find resources that are more just sort of print friendly, so I can read them, go back and forth, look back and forth and absorb things. And I'm thinking the nuts and bolts part, like what you're talking about, this is a football kind of scenario that's the kind of tool I need, I think, to be able to just get the basics down back, so then I can maybe follow along once I've gotten that part. But I'll watch your training this afternoon. Hopefully I can gain enough from that to move forward. But I've been watching this stuff for a long time. I just like it's like watching the Spanish TV channel. I don't. I could get the gist of what's going on in the soap opera because of the facial expressions and tonality and things like that, but not grasping enough to be able to tell you what's being said.
Yeah, it's an interesting question about AI. That's such an amazing technology. And you prompted me to click on the toolbar down at the bottom, AI companion. And it's with Zoom still pretty much in its infancy, but can you get a transcript of a call? I think the answer is yes, because there's stuff on these calls like what we're doing right now with streaming. It shows up and you see the text and the writing on the call. That may be helpful to you as I don't know if it will. You'll have to judge obviously yourself, but there is transcription that takes place on these calls from the audio. So there's some kind of voodoo magic going on there that allows it to be transcribed into text instantly, which is just remarkable to me. And on the stream that is happening as we speak, that takes place on the stream. I mean, literally as we speak, it is being transcribed and translated into text. Now, does it give you organization and summaries and all that kind of thing? That I haven't had occasion to have the time to get in and look at that, but is it possible? I think it probably is. It's wild. Some of this. I mean, we discovered this, like accidentally on Loom, which is another product I'm very fond of. And you take a video, you do your video, you do your thing, and it comes back and it gives you a table of contents, this wonderfully worded summary. I'm like, oh, right, this is some voodoo I can get behind. Magically just boop. I could not have done it better if I wanted to. And it was automatic. Imagine that.
Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for with this. I was thinking, I know it's got to be possible. I know that with all the technology that's available right now, that it's got to be doable. The transcribe, I've seen that option, but I've never seen how to copy and save that transcription so that we have it for future use, and for, like I was talking about, going back and forth and, reading what it says, then trying to implement what it says. And then if it doesn't work, go back and read it again to see what it did wrong and that kind of thing. I'm old, deaf, and blind, so I require a lot of retracing my tracks and trying to absorb all this.
You might I'm going to send you a link when we're done over to my YouTube, and you could go over there, look at the stream that happened today and see the text that came in on that and see if that's helpful to you, as it may be.
Yeah, no, I know on YouTube you can oftentimes the transcription is available down there. You can click on it and copy it.
Yeah.
So YouTube does have that feature. I've just not figured out how to do that on Zoom.
Well, that's my point. What we are doing right now is streaming to YouTube. Everything we did today is over on YouTube. Everything.
Awesome. Okay.
Yeah. So it in fact multiple places on YouTube. So it's a cool technology. Before you go, by the way, I don't know if you've met John Arting. Mr. Arting, are you there? John Arting, White Courtesy Telephone.
Yes, sir. I'm around here someplace.
I want you two to get to know one another. You benefit from one another, and it is my job as a sponsor of you both to make those connections happen. Thank you, Robert. Robert's got to take off. He's got some visitors. Thank you for all you do. Great job today, more than once. And
Thanks,
interrupt me
Robert.
whenever you. Oh, he's already gone. Interrupt me whenever you find trade calls like that. I'll shut up in a hurry. Dennis is in Texas. John is normally in Detroit, but he's down in Florida right now. But you two benefit from one another. I'm not sure who is under who, but it doesn't matter. You're in the same line.
Okay.
So be aware, in that Facebook group or Facebook Telegram group that we have called Outside Right, you two are in there. Joey D'Amico, who was on the call earlier, is in there. You guys got to get to know each other, because you all have a vested interest in one another's success. So it's a very important thing to create that. That's a unique item in the binary that's different than all other comp plans, and it's a part I really like, because once you understand, John may be above you, Dennis. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. It could be the other way around, but you benefit from one another. Anything that happens down that outside right, you both benefit from. And my job is to make you crazy and get motivated to build your left in both of your cases. So if I do my job, I'm putting fire down there on your right side, and I got to do that. I've got a really good thing going on the left, which means I'm out of balance. Now that's good for you guys. I'm going to come back and be working with you on your side until we catch up, and then it's figure out what's next. But right now it's significantly out of balance. We got some real horsepower over on the left. So I got to get the horses on the right running in the same direction. So, part of that is getting you guys to know one another, and we work with synergy in that regard. In other words, it works better.
Nice to meet you, John.
Same here. Yep. I'm trying to escape the cold like Robert needs to.
Yes.
Yeah, I was born in Dallas specifically to avoid cold, but it came down here anyway.
Yeah, it was 31 down here in Northwest Florida this morning, so I understand your point.
Yeah, but as long as we stay away from that Detroit Cowboys game, we'll probably have a good conversation.
Well, I live 15 minutes from the stadium, but I'm not going to be there. I'll guarantee you that. I'll watch it on the tube.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it because I can't get TV down. Well, I got TV now kind of working, but I couldn't watch that game on the whatever it was a week ago or whatever. I didn't have enough money to get that rough to go the other way, I guess. I gotta make some more by trading with these two Robert and Roberts.
Well, I think we're got our wagon hitched to a good team here.
Well, I know that for a fact. Just keep working with us, and like he said, I can help with stuff too. I'm getting the handle on this.
I want to find out. We've got another fellow. Jimmy, are you there?
Hey, Robert.
Hey, is this, are you, you're with Joey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think, let me just see something here. Hang on a minute. You've got
You
me.
helped me get set up with my
Oh,
new computer
oh yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. It was, it's
and
James.
VPS.
It's James, right?
James, yes.
Okay. That was what was throwing me. See, I'm old enough that I don't make those connections as readily. Um,
No
you
worries.
are, where are you? What is your email address?
James Lewis WFC at Gmail.
I see you. Now, are you a customer or are you a customer in IBO?
I'm a customer, although I was talking to Joey yesterday and I didn't know about these, I'm on Manifest, but I'm not getting a lot of the signals. And I
Mhm.
just went live last week. So I'm looking to dive in and
Good.
get
You need to be on
benefits.
the call this afternoon.
Well,
Yeah, Joey said 11:30. Is that correct?
yeah,
Because I'm not.
it's morning for him. He's Pacific time. But I want to show you guys this because this is and you want to stay a customer, good on you. No arm twisting here whatsoever. But here is Joey right here in my organization. There's Joey. There's
Yeah.
two fellas above him. The Irish fella named Don Murray, who by the way is a beast of a trader. He's killing it on the silver bullet. This is another trader that's a very competent trader. I'm trying to twist his arm to get involved in a bunch of different things that we're up to with some copy trading. Teddy Dye, he's in Virginia. Here's your boy Joey.
Uh,
Legacy, who is that? That is Victor Stewart. This is Evan Fowler. Evan Fowler is one of your crew, right?
I think I've heard that name.
Yeah,
Yep.
Evan is here. Gerald Forbes. Here is Dennis Garon. Where is crypto? There you are. So Dennis, John is underneath you. I wasn't sure which was which. Here's you, Dennis. If you can see this, John, you're right here. And Jimmy, do you prefer Jimmy or James?
James, actually, I've been
Okay.
normally go by James. I set this Zoom up a long time ago.
See, you're keeping me on my toes, aren't you?
I got to keep you guessing.
So James is right here as a customer. And does James still count for you guys that have him in your organization? You bet. He counts as he may stay a customer, and if you want to stay a customer, good on you. No pressure whatsoever. The call today at 11:30 a.m. we will definitely show you how to get plugged in to get signals and get all that stuff. That's job one of the call, actually,
Yeah.
is to make sure people are plugged in. If people don't know where to get the benefit of the product, you're going to lose them. It's simple as that. I mean, it's a good business decision to get people connected and they go, oh, wow, there's a bunch of stuff here I wasn't even aware of. I hope those lights go off today if we do our job. But you guys, if you ever do decide to be an IBO, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people under you. It doesn't matter that you didn't place them or you didn't recruit them. Do they count for you if you want to get to 10-10? Yeah. So, I mean, up to you. What happens a lot of the time that I'm finding, and I really like this, Don is that guy. Don hates network marketing, just hates it, and so he's never going to be he's like, I don't want to build. I'm like, cool. Boy, people would give their eye teeth though to be in that spot.
Yeah, I'm. Once I start figuring this out and it's working for me, it just seems like an easy sell and something I'd probably be interested in.
Yeah.
Well,
sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, I'm just juggling things and hopefully working out a good schedule. Like right now, I got to finish getting my kid dressed and taking him to school. So it's
okay.
Well,
the quick message here and the baby step in that direction is you can get your fee waived by getting 3 customers, and that's it. You don't have to do anything. If you just get 3 customers, then your fee is waived. You're not out of pocket anything. That
right.
Nothing wrong with free. You won't earn more than that though with that until if and when you chose to become an IBO. If you choose, great. If you say, I don't want to do it, good on you. Stay a customer. Everybody needs 3 customers. You are one of Joey's. So no arm twisting here. You want to be a customer and stay a customer? Happy days. We're going to show you how to get plugged in and make a bunch of money with this product. There
Yeah,
we go.
I'm excited.
To the degree that I can do this very thing we're doing here, though, because it's what I'm finding, and you always find this, is in a binary, you got to get people connected. If they were recruited by other people, they don't know who's in that tree. And
Yeah.
my job is to make damn sure they know, because there's a group that we have. Let me just, if you got to go, you got to go, by the way.
Yeah, I better,
I don't want to keep.
will the 11:30, will it be the same Zoom link?
Yes. You bet.
Okay. All right, Robert, I
Okay.
will be there and look forward to getting all the knowledge I've been missing out on.
Okay, James, it'll be a pleasure, and see you then.
All right, thanks.
Okay.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Hey, Robert, does Amber have a video on the Silver Bullet, or is there any other video that we could watch that would give us?
Yes. I'm going to turn you on to a couple. Let's.
It's
James,
time to go.
James,
You're not
I'm
even
gonna mute you
dressed?
'cause
All the way?
I don't think he realizes he was unmuted. That's no worries. Okay. Amber, let me find, I don't know if I thought I had sent that cookie trail to Amber, but I'll show you where to find that. Onboarding, good old Google Keep here. By the way, that was Ron, right?
Yeah, that was me.
Okay, well, here we go. The 2 fellows that I just introduced to one another, you and Tanya are in that same line. You're right down here. Okay.
Okay.
So they benefit from you, you benefit from them. Get to know them. Where they are, I just want to show you this real quick. That line, we have a group, which is called, I have a group called Outside Right Manifest. You all are in that. You, Dennis, John, and Joey D'Amico and others are in this group. Get to know one another. You all benefit from one another. So you've got this lineage specific, genealogy specific business associates, and you all are in there. So, don't be shy, get to know one another, because you all benefit from one another potentially. In other words, any of you places somebody down that bottom right, and I definitely will be, because I got to get busy here. Every one of you benefits from that potentially. You still got to create balance, but more on that later. I don't want to get into comp plan stuff, but this is where everybody's located, in that purple group called Outside Right Manifest, Time Freedom Team. Okay. Now let's get to your question. Where do you go find Amber? Let's get to onboarding here. Getting plugged in. That sounds about right. Customers right here. This is some of the stuff we're going to go into today. So this is a good precursor. Now you get to this particular link. This is the one for customers. Okay. There's one for affiliates or IBOs. I should label that way because that gets confusing. IBOs/affiliates. This is for customers. Here's trading right here. So down the rabbit hole we go. Click, go all the way down to the bottom down here, and you're going to see trader fundamentals. Do you see that, Ron?
Yeah, I just keep unmuting myself here, so it takes me a minute to get back.
Yeah, just you can leave it unmuted. I'm not picking up any noise. I'd tell you if I were. You go in here. This is pure amber, and the silver bullet is here and here. Her version. Okay.
Right.
So that's where you can find it. I'm going to send this link out to everybody right now. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. I'm going to go you one better. In that same group I just sent you all to, I'm going to put it in there on purpose because you got to go to that group to find it. I'm not going to give it to you unless you go to the group. See, that's me being a chump. There you go. There you go.
You self-serving W.
You want the information, you got to go over to that group. So there, that's my price. Okay. Now, the other place I want to show you, and this came from this is a funny video. It's not really funny. I was going to get into that today. FTMO is now banning new people in the US.
Yeah, I was just searching that this morning, and that's what it said.
Yeah. Shane Silver Bullet. Let me see if that's lucky enough. It's another Irishman. There he is. Bingo.
ICT.
Well, yeah, this is a fella that's an Irishman. And I have not personally listened to this yet. It's on my docket, but I've heard wonderful things about this guy. Don Murray is living proof that he must be pretty badass because Don is kicking butt on the Silver Bullet. So I'll give you this. The name of this channel is Awake FX, and this particular guy, I don't know if we can get him to be a trader for Manifest, but we're working on it if we can, because he's superb. So I'll put this also in that group. I'm a bad man, I know it. There we go. So Ron, there's the price of admission. You got to go over into the outside right Manifest group. You're already in there, actually. You just need to do the search and find it. Do you know how to do that, Ron?
I think so. I think I can.
Look
If
here.
I don't, if I don't, I'll get in touch with you.
Just go right up here to the search on Telegram, and you may have windows. It's similar. It's not identical to this, but
Right.
just type outside, and you're going to get every occurrence of the groups that you're in that have the word outside in them.
Uh-huh.
See, I've got one for left and one for right. You're in that one. Try that now. Go to your Telegram and see, type outside and see if it pops. It should. Part of this is learning how to navigate Telegram. And that I'm on a mission to get people so that they got that like second nature.
It's on my phone.
Let me make sure I'm not lying to you. Hang on. I think you're in there. Your better half is in there.
Yep.
Tanya is in there. Ron, you're in there also. So it's just a matter of you figuring out how to do that search.
Take me a minute to get in.
Between
wow.
those two, by the way, you're going to have really good information. And if you want the source, this is the guy. This guy's a little dry. I won't lie. He's the creator of this thing. And I'd be shocked if this guy wasn't an institutional trader. He uses a lot of institutional language, which is a tell, I think. But this is the guy. And I'll pop this in that same group for you as well. One of the things I'm trying to do, and yes, it's from a self-serving standpoint. I know that comes as a shock, but I want to get a competition between you guys and the left leg. It's a fun thing to do in a binary. I've got two teams, and I'm rooting for the right team right now. I'm still rooting for the left team, but I want the right team to catch the left team because that would push me over the line of 35-35. And when I get there, that's $1,500 a month, which, isn't retire right this minute, but it's better than a poke in the eye. I'm at $500 a month now, and I want to get to $1,500. And by golly, I want to get that vacation for my better half and I by the time, it comes around this coming year.
Okay, by the way, I did get into Telegram and I did the search and I pulled it up, so I'm okay.
Perfect. That's something that you're going to want to organize in a way that you can get there easier than having to do what you just did. And using chat folders will get you there.
And my other question is, earlier you mentioned something about new information trading gold.
Say again?
I said earlier in the call today, you mentioned something about new information on trading gold.
On trading gold?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were having trouble with the calculator. The calculator was miscomputing. In other words, it was showing a certain lot size and I couldn't figure it out. And then you'd go into a trade and do the same thing that it recommended, and the stop was like way higher in dollar value on the actual trade than it was on the calculator. Uh-oh, can't have that. And I've not completely isolated it yet, but I'm encouraged because I did the very same thing. I was on Robo Forex when I was having the trouble with it, and it was on gold. I went over to 8cap, no problem, because I went in, I placed a live trade, live account, did the position size computation, and it was last night actually for the signals that came in from Mo on gold, and I adjusted the stop, where you drag the stop down or up depending on what direction you're going. You drag the stop and you can see the dollar value on the stop. Did the dollar value, when I hit the same line that the calculator had created, did it match? And it did. So yay, it's not the calculator, it's something with that broker. Either I've got a software on that particular broker that is misbehaving and corrupted, or it doesn't like Robo Forex. That I've not figured out yet, but we're getting closer to a solution. In other words, when you can start to isolate the solution, you're on your way to fixing it. And I made some progress on that, in other words. So that was what that was about on gold.
Okay.
Other than that, the calculator's been working famously everywhere else. It's great. Just it makes it so much easier to make entries at the correct position sizes. On the quick and dirty, bang, you're there, you get the number and you can make the trade. Like that trade that Robert did today would be a case in point, the one that he was calling the silver bullet trade.
Right.
That was shoot from the hip, got the calculator, got the position size, made the entry. Then I'm fooling around with a stop and doing all that. Chances are good on those. It's not going to go against you. That's another thing that's nice. So you have a little bit of latitude time wise to not have that, that stop in instantly. So that makes it easier.
And that particular one made a lot of distance in a very short time.
Yes, sir. Don Murray, who is somebody you guys will meet. He's on the call frequently. He is the fellow that's in Northern Ireland. Sadly, he had some things happen when I was there where we couldn't meet. They had an emergency come up, but really good guy. Robert and he get together. Robert's in Ireland. Don he's in the northwest part. Don is in Belfast. And they got together, and Don is crushing it with the silver bullet. I mean, 7R, 12R, yikes, So more motivation to get this right. The strategies I just put in, you've got Amber, which has her own twist on it. You've got this fella, Shane, who's the Irishman that Don studied with. He's the one that turned me on to Shane and the YouTube I just sent you. And then you've got the originator. The originator is a little dry, but I think it's a good place always to get the source. That guy basically said, if you learn this technique, you can retire from your job in 90 days. And I believe him. It's like, it's powerful. And the people that are getting their hands around it and really getting their brain around it, there's living proof right on our team, right in your leg. Right in your leg of people that are succeeding wildly. And it's not, it isn't nuclear physics. It's just a bunch of steps that you've got to figure out and get them in order and get the process in order. Once you've got it, you've got it. Like anything else. I mean, Robert's strategy is very simple, but there's a bunch of steps. You just got to learn the steps.
Your call later today, is that just a recruiting type call, or is
no,
informational call?
It's all about getting, if by the way, if you can let Tanya know about that as well, it's crucial to get your people plugged in here. There's a lot of nooks and crannies, and I'm finding that people don't know where stuff is, and we're trying to shed light on, here's, somebody wants to trade, okay, are they new? Are they more experienced? Because then they're going to want to go to different places. If somebody says, well, I'm into building, well, that's a whole different, I call it rabbit hole, in the affiliate part. Where do they go to get information? How do you
What
get,
time is that central?
that would be 1:30 Central.
Okay, I'll be there.
Perfect. Yeah, it'll help you. And, from the business standpoint, it's just vital, because we enrolled a fair number of people, but we're going to lose them very rapidly if we don't get them plugged in, because they're like lost, and you got to stay close to the fire. And this is about getting them close to the fire, and they understand, wow, there's groups that people don't even know exist that are wildly, like there's one for traders, and there's some great information in there. Everybody here that is attending our calls would love that group if they're unaware of it. And it's terrific. I mean, there's some really capable traders, and you can, this is a lonely sport. So if you get together with people that are like-minded and they're sharing ideas, it's good to have that mastermind group of people that are excited, and enthusiastic to hang around. It's a really, it'll help your trading. It'll give you new trading ideas and different things. And there's some terrific talent in that group. I want to share that with people for obvious reason. So, any last minute questions? We're right on 2 hours, and I've got to get out and get some stuff done here. Any last minute questions? Any comments before we adjourn?
I have one about the Quest Mobile app that you put the link for in chat a while ago. I clicked on that, and
Dennis, you've lost me completely. Quest Mobile?
yeah, it was that's what it wound up going to for one of the link you put up earlier for the calculator. When I clicked on it, it's called Quest Mobile.
Let me see.
Let me.
Hang on just a minute. Position size calculator. Okay, open link. That may have been Robert's link.
Position size, it wasn't that one.
Are you talking about this one?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with this one, so I can't speak to this one. This is something Robert just introduced.
Okay.
So I don't know this one. The other one is the one that is the calculator, and you can get MT4, MT5 versions of that here.
Correct. I think you've shared that one before, and I already
Yes.
had that one. But the new one was the one that the only problem I had was, I guess my VPN was on, so it registered me as being in Canada. And so then it got to a point where I was going to have to verify my ID, and it said you must be a Canadian resident, blah, blah, blah. And so I stopped right there because I'm not. Again, it may be my VPN that set that off. I don't know.
Could be. Yeah. Yeah. Especially it looks like they've got paid advertising on here. So they're probably very sensitive to where somebody is, and, they don't want an audience that they can't market to, or, there's those dynamics. Anytime there's paid advertising, they're very conscientious about who the audience is.
Sure. Yeah. I may have to uninstall it and try to redo it, turn my VPN off.
Just use the link without the VPN.
Yeah, but I've already passed that point. I've already put my phone number in and all, and email and all that, and getting a username, password, and everything. But then after I did all that, it started talking about, okay, you must be Canadian, and you have to verify your Canadian ID.
I don't know why you would. I don't know why you would have to do any of that. What you see on the screen, I have not done a thing. In fact, this is the first time I visited this site, and it has the indicator right here. You don't have to register for anything. So that's
okay. I'll go back and look. It may be just from I don't know if you downloaded the app through Google Play or not, but that's what I did. So that may be the issue.
Okay. No, I have not. So Yeah, this is just the thing that he has on the, that I think is what he's using is just what's on the screen right here.
Okay, maybe I'll uninstall that and try to go back to that link
You might,
again, do it differently.
you might ask him that question on tomorrow's call. Because I'm completely and wholly unfamiliar with this tool.
Okay, well, if I don't figure it out today, I'll do that.
Okay.
That's Amber's tool. Amber showed us that.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to get plugged into her Sunday calls. I know you've talked about those, but I've not seen how to get plugged into those.
Yeah.
Manifest TV, you can watch every one of them.
Okay, great.
Well, that's where you can watch the replay, but to plug into the live call this again is a part of what we're trying to get people plugged into. In other words, where do you get notified about that call? Right.
Right.
Be on the call coming up at
11:30 my time.
1:30 1:30 your time. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And ask that question. Write a few of these down. The things of how do I find this? Because you're hearing about it, but you may not know how to get there. That's precisely what we want to get rid of. We want you so it's clear as a bell. Okay. So
Awesome.
yeah. And that one, that's an obvious one. And there's a channel that you can get in, and there's a group, and it's not obvious until you get in there, and then you go, okay, got it. And we're going to hopefully shed a lot of light on all of that and get it so we've got a bright light on where everything is. And they have some work to do on this. I'm not going to defend it. I mean, I would do it differently, and I would do it, but here's the bottom line. The content is great. How it's organized, they're a new company. They're going to get better at it and better at it. Our job is to make it accessible right now the way it is. And then as it improves, happy days, as far as the accessibility,
Right.
and how streamlined it is. But right now I just want people gaining access, because the ones gaining access are making money. So I've got to get everybody in front of that. So, okay. Guys, I'm going to bring this in for a landing. I want to thank everybody for coming today. Great input, and see you soon.
Awesome
in
call.
3.5 hours. Thank you.
See you then. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.